Welcome back, everybody. I am the Jimmer, and this is the Propane 1 million RP King of the Hill Championship. This is going to be the third round of our very first episode, and in this video, we'll see if a yellow submarine by Amoras has what it takes to become our very first champion. Alright, and just a quick refresher for those of you who are just joining us or have had some time before watching the last video. This is the yellow submarine by Amoras. Very tanky, very defensive submarine. Lots of armor and shields, and sporting a huge barrage of both missiles and torpedoes with all sorts of explosive and EMP and fragmentation warheads. So just letting out an extreme volley of missiles and torpedoes. And the yellow submarine by Amoras is going to be taking on the Speedy Weenus by myself, the Jimmer. This is a dual entry featuring 2 thruster craft. This is a modification from my entry into Dunkerton's 600K Top Gun tournament. If you're into From the Depths tournaments, you definitely want to check that out. Very fun to watch. Lots of, well, mostly really good looking vessels, and then mine are not exactly beauty queens, but very effective. And we're going to see how this plays out if the yellow submarine's missiles are able to connect and bring down these very speedy Weenuses. Let's speed things up and see how this plays out. You can see both speedy Weenuses, weenies. I like weenies. I think we're gonna go with weenies. So the speedy weenies, able to escape most of these missiles. You see a few missiles from a yellow submarine landing. Both firing lasers, but I don't believe the lasers are going to do very much to a yellow submarine. It is fairly deep in the water, and also does deploy smoke. You see, is this Speedy Weenus falling? Looks like just kind of bobbing, not actually falling out of the air. And let's cruise down and see how the yellow submarine is doing. See some missiles coming up. We're gonna have to pop on the interface. See if we can catch up. Here we go. Here's the yellow submarine right here. Let's get the interface off. And as suspected, deploying that smoke, negating pretty much all that laser damage. And so far able to... Yeah, it looks like these torpedoes coming from the Speedy Weenies are not going to be able to connect. Possibly if it slows down a little bit, they will be able to get some damage off. Let's get a damage report. Looks like everybody at 100%. One of the Speedy Weenuses at 99%. So this could be a battle that goes the distance, and will possibly have to be decided on at the 30-minute limit. And if it's too close at that 30 minutes, we will do a short, maybe 5 or 10 minute overtime just to see if anything else changes. And then we'll decide the match there. Alright, not a whole lot to see. Kind of the lament of a lot of people are these high-speed thruster craft. Very effective in the current meta. Able to get off a lot of damage without being damaged in return, but fairly boring to watch as they just sort of stay way on the outside here, and hope to get some damage in with the lasers. The Speedy Weenuses do have a small amount of missiles, nothing compared to yellow submarine, but oh, and looks like one of the Speedy Weenies is down in the water over here. It does have balloon systems, but it looks like it's just sort of bobbing up and down. It may have lost its engines. Not sure how that happened. Unfortunately, we didn't catch it. Possibly running into some missiles from the yellow submarine. And we are getting a little bit of lag here. The game's running a little bit slower than real time, but the video is still fairly smooth, so it shouldn't be much of a problem. Let's see here. It looks like it's there we go, and we get here just in time to see it fly away, and more than likely move too fast for us to keep up with. See these missiles coming in. I don't know if they have the speed to catch up. Follow these missiles in and see if they're able to get some damage in on a yellow submarine. It's like the flares from the yellow submarine doing a very good job of distracting some of these missiles. And oh, we have a collision here. Looks like the yellow submarine has collided with a mountain. Doesn't appear to be taking any damage. Possibly some rubber blocks are just not moving fast enough to be damaged from the collision. I'm not sure. Yeah, you see it's 100% health. One of the Speedy Weenus is down to 94, and the other is at 100%. But this is definitely going to hamper the performance of the yellow submarine. Not going to be able to close the circle on the broadside attack of the Speedy Weenuses. So there's laser damage coming in, but not really enough to break through that smoke and water. And then we see a few torpedoes landing, but not really enough torpedo damage to overcome the healing. Okay, torpedo land there, but not really doing a whole lot. Looks like the yellow submarine is healing faster than it's taking damage. Let's get another damage report. Looks like that one Speedy Weenus that was down is slowly repairing. Yeah, it's back up to 96 now, and then the yellow submarine 100%, and the other Speedy Weenus doing good at 100%. I did spawn this battle out in the middle of nowhere. It just looks like a random underwater mountain here. Very unfortunate. As you can see, there's no land. Oh, there's looks like a very small island over there, but very little land. And just a unfortunate undersea mountain here that was able to stop yellow submarine. So let's take a peek at the map. Yeah, you can see we're way out here, just out in the middle of the ocean, and just a random mountain there. Let's hop up above the surface and see if anything's happening up here in the skies. Is this Speedy Weenus going down? It looks like it is going down again. I'm not sure what its problem is. And there, AI dead. AI dead. Oh wow, no way. That is, I'm very surprised. I'm not, it must have been, it was some EMP. Because as you can see, this Speedy Weenus completely intact, but apparently one or two EMP missiles connected and took out its AI. That is just incredible. And here we see the other Speedy Weenus down here bobbing in the water. It's still at 93%, but looks like those balloons are not enough to get it airborne. See a huge explosion on the some of the ammo storage pods. And there we see some EMP. And these missiles, looks like these missiles are slowly going to drift in and See the missiles drifting in here, and then the torpedoes. The Speedy Weenus needs to make its way into the air if it's going to have any chances. Does not want to be down here in the water against the yellow submarine. Looks like its main engines are not functioning though. It does not appear to be gaining any speed. Let's take a look at the yellow submarine if we can find it. Interface on. And interface off. Alright. Should I pass it? Oh, and here we go. Yeah, still stuck in this very same position, but amazingly able to take out one of the Speedy Weenuses, even though it's trapped against this mountain here. And there we go. The other Speedy Weenus has made it back up into the air. So the fight is still going. Let's see. Check the time. Looks like we're about 10 minutes in here. We've got about another 20 minutes before we hit the soft cap. Unfortunately for the Speedy Weenus, it pretty much has to take out Yellow Submarine to have any chance, as one of the Speedy Weenus already went down. So if this goes to the 30 minutes, it will lose based on damage, as it has lost half of its blocks. Yeah, I think that has been 20 minutes for this battle. So we're gonna go ahead and call it. We'll reset this, and the Yellow Submarine spawned in first in our last matchup, so the Speedy Weenus will spawn in first in this next matchup. And then we'll go ahead and speed this up. This is going to be the second fight of our round 3. Yellow Submarine looking like it is has what it takes to become our very first champion. I'm very excited about that. I honestly, when I was first, kind of checking out the vehicle, just seeing what it would do in the vehicle designer, making sure that it dove to the correct depths and that sort of thing. And I was kind of worried that it wouldn't be able to get that far. The sneaky Weenus has a lot of torpedoes, and I'm surprised that it was defeated so dominantly by the Yellow Submarine. And then also I was afraid that these speedy Weenies here wouldn't be able to be hit by missiles, but it appears that occasionally the missiles are able to connect. Just if they fly, the Speedy Weenuses fly just a little bit off course. They eventually, yeah, you can see some connecting there, where it's making that turn just a little bit too close to the Yellow Submarine and getting hit. Not doing a lot of damage, but as we saw before, all it takes is one very good EMP or fragmentation missile to AI dead a ship. We had in the last battle that ship that was pretty much full health and then was taken out by 1 or 2 missiles. Let's get a quick damage report. Everybody doing all right. They're both the Speedy Weenus down to 99. Yellow Submarine at 100%. Let's take a look at the Yellow Submarine. See how it's doing. I believe it's right down here. Getting a little bit of lag. Lots of missiles in this battle, so we're running a little bit short of real time, but not too poorly. face off. And here we go, the yellow submarine putting out that smoke, staying deep underwater, firing off its missiles. Executing an excellent game plan here. Like I said, I was not thinking that this submarine would be our first champion. I mean, I thought it was a good ship and I really liked it, but I just didn't think it had what it takes. But apparently, I was very wrong. This yellow submarine, you know, don't let its friendly appearance fool you. It is a stone cold killer. Not really seeing any of the, what is that? Here's one. It's like one missile or actually a torpedo from the Speedy Weenus, but just not fast enough to catch up to the yellow submarine. You can see how these missiles are firing correctly now, going straight up and then making their turn. When it was stuck on that mountain in the previous battle, its missiles just weren't getting the right launch, and it was really messing them up. You can see here they are periodically. It's not a whole lot of damage, but it's slowly chipping away at the Speedy Weenus, which is more than we can say for the Speedy Weenus. They're not really doing anything in this battle. Have the lasers stopped? I don't think this one's firing lasers. It's still firing missiles though, and those lasers are for the most part fairly useless with the underwater opponent. Looks like we're going to have a flyby here. Shouldn't be much chance of a collision as these fly at about 50 meters difference in altitude. Let's once again follow these missiles, see if they're able to do anything. Once again, we see out of, there's probably 50 or 60 missiles going up there, and looks like only actually we got 3 or 4 hits out of that volley. But still, not really putting down a lot of damage for how many missiles are up in the air. Well, and just as I say that, these missiles come in here and do a lot of damage. And the Speedy Weenus is going down. Its engines were clipped, slowed it down just a little bit, and it is now right in range of the missiles from the yellow submarine. Looks like these missiles are running out of fuel just as they get there, and they're all skating right underneath. That was so close. If that full volley had connected, the Speedy Weenus would probably be despawning right now. But even without that those connections, it looks like the Speedy Weenus is going to be dead here. There's just a ton of missiles coming in, deploying those balloons, but I don't think it's going to get into the air fast enough. And taking some shots. Yeah, the balloons are dropping. Looks like it has lost engine power. It looks like the yellow submarine is heading this way. believe it is right down here. The yellow submarine is moving in. It smells the blood in the water. It's coming in for the kill. See these torpedoes from the Speedy Weenus just a little bit too slow to catch up to this sub. See the yellow submarine going to go directly underneath the Speedy Weenus. Is just getting lit up now. All of these missiles are connecting, chipping away, and then we also have torpedoes coming up underneath. And there we go, the 2 damage. This Speedy Weenus is out of the battle. Let's get a quick damage report. See, the other Speedy Weenus at 99%, but with its ally down, it must finish the yellow submarine in order to defend its position as the #1 king. As it looks now, it looks like the yellow submarine by Amoras may be our very first champion. There we see the fragmentations of the missiles penetrating through the Speedy Weenus and taking out its inner workings. Its engines are down. It is no longer flying. Its turret appears to be frozen. It is falling from the sky. This appears to be the end for the Speedy Weenus and the beginning for the yellow submarine by Amoras. It is minutes away from becoming our very first champion. Ship below 80% sinking. Let's see if the Speedy Weenus there we go. It's returning to the surface, but I don't think its repair bots have any chance of recovering from this damage. And the onslaught from the yellow submarine is just non-stop. All it took were a few good missile hits, and the Speedy Weenus came flying out, falling from the sky. And there it is, 2 damaged. The Speedy Weenus has been defeated, and a yellow submarine by Amoras is our new champion. All future submissions will have to face and defeat a yellow submarine to take its place. Congratulations to Amoras. It's a really cool design. I really liked it. Yeah, I have a soft spot for submarines, as I'm sure I've mentioned, and just really cool design. Really surprising too. Looks pretty friendly, pretty tame with that yellow color. Looks more like it wants to explore and make friends, but put it in with an enemy and it's very deadly. Had no problem taking out all 3 kings. Didn't lose a single match. Had a few times when it looked like it was a little bit behind, but proving to be very tanky, able to withstand lots of damage and keep on firing. And I look forward to seeing how this stacks up against future entries. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the battles. I certainly did. I thought it was a lot of fun. And if you want to see more battles like this, we'll have the next episode starting as soon as I get some submissions. So we'll see you in the next video.